What's up everybody, it's Nate from Video Game Fanatics, and today we have a special top 5 video for you. With the end of the PlayStation 4 lifecycle on the horizon and the PS5 quickly approaching, I wanted to go over my personal top 5 PlayStation 4 exclusives. If you enjoy video games and spend way too much time on YouTube like myself, go ahead and smash that subscribe button to keep this channel growing. This video will be a list of my top 5 PlayStation 4 exclusives under the following guidelines. No remake, no remaster, or game that was not originally released on the PlayStation 4 will be considered for this list. If the game has been or will be released on PC, the game will be considered for this list. I know these games are old, but if you have not played one of the games on this list, feel free to use the timestamps down below and skip ahead. From this point forward, this video may contain spoilers. To start this list, I would like to start with 2 honorable mentions. These games may be higher on other creators' personal top 5 lists, but to me, they are honorable mentions. My first honorable mention is Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Tsushima is an open-world action-adventure stealth game that is one of the most visually stunning games ever created in video game history. Even though Ghost of Tsushima is technically a stealth game, there is a great amount of player agency where you can choose to stealth kill nearly anyone on the map or take on a whole army. On screen, the game has a minimal HUD, but it isn't your standard open world game. Getting to the objectives, you either follow the wind or a fox that leads you to your next task. Conversations around Ghost of Tsushima have claimed that it feels like an upgraded version of a game in the Assassin's Creed franchise. At the time of this recording, Ghost of Tsushima is rated an 83 Metascore and a 92 user score on Metacritic. Moving into my second honorable mention, it's The Last of Us Part 2. After the earth-shattering release of The Last of Us in 2013, The Last of Us Part 2 has been one of the most anticipated games over the last 7 years. Being the sequel to debatably the best game of all time, The Last of Us Part 2 had huge shoes to fill. Naughty Dog and The Last of Us Part 2 didn't disappoint, though the game raised much controversy. The Last of Us Part 2 takes you on an emotional roller coaster from the senseless violence when you play as Ellie, to Naughty Dog attempting to make the player feel empathy for Abby after she killed Joel. The story is compelling, but parts of the game feel out of place. Visually, the game is beautiful, which was expected as it is now the standard for Naughty Dog games at this point. At the time of this recording, The Last of Us 2 is rated a 93 Metascore and a 5.6 user score on Metacritic. Starting off my top 5 list, number 5 is Bloodborne. Bloodborne is a Souls-like action RPG that was developed by From Software. Bloodborne is extremely difficult and unforgiving, which pushes people away from completing the game. Though Bloodborne is not loved by everyone, it has a cult following that absolutely adores it. Playing through Bloodborne was a great but frustrating experience for me. I love a good challenge, and completing the game became personal after dying to the first boss 15 times. Gameplay is crisp and responsive, and a lack of character control and bugs were never an issue for me. Every input was exactly what I wanted, and dying was never because the game robbed me. It was because I wasn't skilled enough or didn't know the boss's pattern yet. Finally beating a boss after dying to them multiple times felt satisfying, and like I got better at the game. This was part of the addicting gameplay loop. In my opinion, it is the best game in the Souls series. At the time of this recording, Bloodborne is rated a 92 Metascore and an 8.9 user score on Metacritic. Coincidentally, number 4 on my top 5 list is Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. The Uncharted series has always had a special place in my heart. Uncharted 2 was the first game I played on PlayStation 3, and Uncharted 3 was my favorite multiplayer game of all time. Uncharted 4: A Thief's End is a great finale for one of PlayStation's most recognizable franchises. The integration of new gameplay mechanics such as a grappling hook, improved stealth mechanics, and AI intelligence take this game to the next level. Like many games on this list, the visuals and overall presentation were ahead of their time for a game released in 2016. To date, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End is still one of the best looking games, as Naughty Dog always impresses in this category. I love Uncharted 4 as an overall package, as it brought a darker tone to Nathan Drake's story. My only complaint with this game is that the multiplayer was a step backwards from Uncharted 3. It integrated a downing system brought over from The Last of Us. It felt like a copy and paste from its fellow Naughty Dog game. At the time of this recording, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End is rated a 93 Metascore and an 8.5 user score on Metacritic. The number 3 game on my list is Horizon Zero Dawn. I missed the initial wave of this game as it came out a few days before its frequent comparison Zelda Breath of the Wild and the Nintendo Switch. I recently played Horizon Zero Dawn in 2019 and fell in love with Aloy's story as she traveled across a corrupt, machine-ridden land. Her quest for knowledge and the truth was a refreshing story from Guerrilla Games, who took a chance on a new franchise after being known as a one-trick pony with the Killzone games. The stealth archery gameplay with Aloy is responsive and overall just fun. Being able to roll dodge into a slow motion headshot feels fantastic. The only part of Horizon Zero Dawn that I didn't love was the open world map. The map felt overwhelming at times with all the symbols and markers on the screen. At the time of this recording, Horizon Zero Dawn is rated at a 93 Metascore and an 8.5 user score on Metacritic. The top 2 games on my list are frequently a toss-up for many people when talking about the best PlayStation 4 exclusives. My number 2 spot belongs to Marvel's Spider-Man. Marvel's Spider-Man is special. It's as simple as that. It's far and away the best and most complete superhero video game ever made. The web slinging in Marvel's Spider-Man is one of the best feeling gameplay mechanics in any video game. Accompany that with a great story where a grown Peter Parker takes on the Sinister Six, and you have a nearly perfect video game. I remember when Insomniac showed early gameplay footage of Marvel's Spider-Man, and everyone thought it was a cinematic trailer because it looked too fluent to be real. Once we got our hands-on session with the game, it played exactly like that initial trailer, smooth and seamless when jumping from enemy to enemy. Marvel's Spider-Man and the 4 post-launch DLC packs are a must-play even if you aren't a superhero or Spider-Man fan. At the time of this recording, Marvel's Spider-Man is rated an 87 Metascore and an 8.7 user score on Metacritic. My number 1 PlayStation 4 exclusive and my favorite game of all time is God of War 2018. The whole God of War franchise was a series that I always enjoyed playing. All of the games are mindless, button-mashing bloodbaths that have you playing as Kratos on a mission to kill anything in your path. God of War 2018 was a complete overhaul of a series that gave meaning and depth to a character in Kratos that was often forgettable. Set years after taking out the gods of Olympus, Kratos finds himself on a mission with his son to spread his wife's ashes at the top of a mountain. Norse mythology and the Norse gods pose a new struggle for Kratos and Boy that he is not accustomed to. Sony Santa Monica and Cory Barlog put more care into this game than any developer I have ever seen. In an age of DLC and microtransactions, God of War 2018 is a complete game with no DLC in sight. Every hidden mystery, collectible, or side mission are important and connect every story together in a deeper way. Even riding the boat from mission to mission with his son was engaging. I often found myself waiting in the boat before getting to the mission to hear the end of the story. God of War 2018 is shot with a single shot over the shoulder view that isn't seen in other games. In an effort to eliminate loading screens, every world you travel to takes you through a portal that you can walk around in rather than a static loading screen. Despite having a riveting story, which I won't spoil the end of if you haven't played this game for some odd reason, visually stunning, flawless gameplay, and great character growth, my favorite part of this game is the feeling of the Leviathan axe quickly coming back to your hand when it is called. Overall, God of War 2018 is the most complete game I have ever played. At the time of this recording, God of War 2018 is rated a 94 Metascore and a 9.2 user score on Metacritic. What do you think of my list? Do you agree or disagree? Tell me down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up button, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to help this channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video.